we are, Srdjan. We are here, and we're talking about gym stuff. What's on your mind this week? I'm very excited for this conversation. I think it has something to do with finding your trainer.
Yes, I kind of want to help people that are looking for personal trainers to help them find the right place, find the right trainers, and help them figuring out like what to look for and where to go, and also what questions to ask, and just kind of make sure that they get a quality trainer so they can get quality workouts and quality plans so they can see the results, because there are so many trainers out there, and I mean, the market is huge. There's a lot of them online, and we're going to talk about that as well. So just to the people that are kind of overwhelmed that they want to start with the training, but they don't know where to go or where to start, this should kind of help them out a little bit.
Yeah, because there are multiple things that go into finding a trainer, right? The one side, which is like the facility, which is important, right? We want to find out where are you going to work out, but how the other piece, like the human interaction piece, right? The personalities, the skill sets, the specialties, I guess, are also involved in this complicated web.
Yeah, you want to find somebody who is experienced, right? Who knows their stuff, who's passionate about what they're doing, right? So you have all these corporations like, LA Fitness, 24-Hour Fitness, Crunch, and all these big corporations and big gyms. It's just where usually people will go to because they don't know where else, literally to go to. So there's a lot of other small private gyms that are actually a much better option for everyone. And this is the reason why. And I've noticed this right after the college when I graduated. I did my internship in LA Fitness. And I realized that that's where I actually did not want to be.
Okay, why not? What was it about La Fitness that turned you off?
It just didn't feel like that they cared about their clients and their results. For me, it wasn't like they didn't make it personal. They didn't almost care about them. It was all about the numbers and the money and, how many people you have. And it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel the right fit. After my internship, I decided to start looking around and started looking at all these smaller private gyms. And I actually liked it way better. It felt like a little community. And there were a lot more people that are a lot more knowledgeable, because one thing that I noticed about all the private gyms and the owners of those gyms, they had a lot of experience and they're very knowledgeable, and they cared about their facility, and not just that, but they cared about their clientels and the people that are coming there and making sure that they deliver the best results they could possibly have, and, have the best service and best trainers there, because it's their reputation that's on the line, right? So they want to protect their reputation. They want to be known for the best gym. They want to be known for the people that deliver those results. So the whole feel for the gym and workout, everything was completely different in private gyms than any other big corporations in gyms and stuff like that.
Let's go back to and focus first on the trainers. And I'll say, no disrespect to big gym trainers, because I have had trainers at big gyms and they're very nice people and they're really good. But I want to talk about your experience with regard to what you're going to get out of, speaking broadly, meaning no disrespect to any individuals who are training there, who are doing great work. But broadly, what do you expect when you walk in the door of one of the big facilities right now? My experience was, this was how I tried to woo my now wife, was I told her that I was getting fit, and I signed up for 24-Hour Fitness, and it was like a 3-year commitment, and I was taken for a complete ride. And I think the 2 times I went in the door at 24 was to sign up and to try to quit. And it was the most terrifying experience of my life, was trying to quit the gym. I don't think I'm alone. I don't think I'm alone in that experience.
Yeah. I mean, no disrespect to anybody. Like, I know I've seen a lot of good trainers that are there. And when I did my internship at LA Fitness, there were a couple of them that were amazing. And then I kept asking them, like, well, why are you still here? And you can tell that they definitely care about the fitness and care about their clients and stuff like that. And they just did not, they kind of, they felt comfortable there, because when you go independent, you have to do a lot more work. You have to go out there, put yourself out there and do all the marketing and the sales and everything, where, when you go to 24-hour fitness, everything's taken care of. They just hand you the clients. And, it's kind of that security, job security and comfort that you get from that people kind of get stuck. And many of them said that they wish they could just, find somewhere, go somewhere else. And because they feel like they're stuck, they want to have opportunity where they can actually grow and learn more and things like that. It was just a little bit scary for them to go independent. That's why many of them are kind of stuck in there, and a lot of them want to get out. It's just they don't know where to go and which way to go.
It's like a safety net, right?
Yeah,
they have
and then a lot of them there, they were like, "Well, we're just here until we get the experience." There's a lot of new trainers that are just maybe graduated, or they're just decided to get their certification, and they really don't have much knowledge and stuff like that. So it will be really hard for them to find the clients and things like that. So they stay there till, they get 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 years of experience under their belt, and then they go out there on their own. And they definitely always do much better. But it's a lot harder. Yeah, it's a little scary to get on your own. Right. But I decided to go right away because I'm like, this is what I want to do and what I want to learn. So going from a different private gyms, talking to people, just kind of shadowing all these trainers, listening how they do a consultation, how they talk to clients, how they prepare them, and looking at all the nutrition programs and things like that. You'll learn a lot. And then I would go and shadow different massage therapists and chiropractors and physical therapists and all that stuff, because I wanted to learn more from everyone and kind of put it all together. And I wanted to have my training to be a complete training that I can actually help people even with injuries and help them with preventing those injuries, and older, younger, and everything.
I always wonder, and I don't know what the inside looks like, but I always wonder about a quota mentality. Do you know what I mean? Like, I always feel as a customer like a number, like they just needed to put me in a bucket. And once I was in the bucket, there wasn't a lot of thought put to my experience there. But I have to ask, like, the private gym, how? Because you started your private gym, you've got some trainers who are also working in the gym with you, and we're going to introduce one, hopefully many of them, on this show. We want to kind of introduce the voices of the people who are working in the gym. I'm really excited to do it, and we were going to do it today, but she's sick. And
definitely. We'll try to bring her and maybe one more, and then they can kind of share their experience of what it was like to be, and they were at 24-hour fitness. Yeah. So share their experience and their.
But I want to talk specifically from your perspective about the sort of economics, I guess, of running your own business and training and keeping a facility. Like, how do you make it make sense to do that? Because I know a lot of people, coming in thinking about a private gym, well, there's just no way I could ever do this. I could ever join a private gym, right? Like, that's too much. And I thought I was one of those people. Like, I can't imagine how I ended up, like, even walking through the door, because I thought this was going to be out of my league. But it's not out of my league, right? You run a beautiful, well-maintained gym. It's not huge by comparison to, LA Fitness, but it has absolutely everything that I can imagine needing, and they're all very heavy. So how did you find that you make it work?
Well, that's what helped me through all these years of experience going through other gyms and looking at their layouts and what they have and how they treat their clients and how they run their business. And kind of you learn inside and out what to do and what not to do, what made some of these gyms very successful, what didn't, why some certain gyms have closed down and stuff like that. And then you talk to clients and you kind of get their uh, point of view and see what they liked about it, what they were looking for. And you kind of want to meet those goals, and because you're in that service to help them. So how to make them comfortable coming into the private gym and stuff like that. So going through all these gyms, like I learned all these things. So I kind of gather everything together and I'm like, okay, so right away, as soon as you walk in, like I'll make you feel as comfortable as I possibly like you're home. Like this is where you're supposed to be. This is where you belong. This is what you've been missing this whole time. And you're finally here. And it just feels right. And that's what I wanted you to feel like when you come in, that this is the place for you. This is where, and I take every single client that I have, it's, we build a friendship and I care about all of them and about their goals. Sometimes I feel like more than they do. And then I get upset about when they're not doing well. And they're like, why are you so? I'm like, well, I want you to get you there. And I'm like, I'm mad. And they're like, well, I'm okay. I'm like, no, you can do better. And then they're like, I appreciate that. It's okay. I'm like, no, because I'm very competitive. I don't like to lose. I'm like, you're going to get this and we're going to do this. And I'm here for you. And it's different. I'll text my clients next day. I'll ask them how they're doing. I'll text them, see if they need any help with the nutrition. If they went shopping, hey, send me a text if you're not sure with what brand to go with and, how to read the labels. And I'll call them or I'll text them right away. So you make it very personal. They feel like, you're there 24/7, which you're not going to get from 24-hour fitness. I feel like it's a different feel for the whole gym. The whole environment is different. And then when you come in, you create the community where every single client, they know each other, they're supporting each other, they're pushing each other, they're, encouraging each other and sharing all these results that they got and things like that. So, they're kind of pump themselves up and it's just fun environment to be. And I've noticed from other gyms where I was before, the clients have sometimes come in even when they're not supposed to be there, just to hang out or to talk to people, because they feel like, I can't wait till tomorrow. So I stop by, say hi and stuff like that. So that's kind of what you want, because that's how they get addicted to that gym, and not just gym, but that lifestyle, because that's what you're trying to accomplish with them, to change their whole lifestyle. And it's a big deal. It's very important to have that support. And I want to give them that support that they might not have at home, maybe. Mm-hmm. To know that there's always somebody in their corner there to help them. And they're going to be there no matter what.
This is actually a really good question that was you've actually segued into what I'd really like to hear, which is, how do you catalog red flags? Like, what are the things that people listening who haven't picked a gym, of course, they need to come and pick Elevate Fitness in Hillsborough, please. It's great. And we'll be there and we'll work out together. But what are the red flags that you would suggest people keep an eye out for to know that maybe we should steer clear of this gym or this trainer? Maybe this isn't going to be a good fit. What are the kinds of questions you would ask?
This is when I say, ask as many questions as you can, because everything that you do, it has to make sense to you. And the trainer has to be able to explain in a way that it actually makes sense to you. Just because he tells you to do something and you do it doesn't mean you did it right or that you're going to get most out of that exercise. So you have to understand and make sense to you. Like when they ask me, I explain them exactly what they need to know. I tell them exactly where the muscle is located, what action does. I show them some examples. I put them through different things so they can feel that muscle, and the whole movement will actually make sense to them. And when they're like, oh, that actually makes sense, they'll say it. That actually makes sense. I'm like, okay, good. And they'll execute it like, okay, now I can feel it. Now I see what you're talking about. So if you don't get that from a trainer, he just gives you a plain answer, something that you can literally find on Google. You can tell if that trainer knows his stuff or not. Like, ask him, where's this muscle originates, or where's the origin insertion? Like, ask them as many questions. Don't be scared to ask questions, because
but you just rattled off questions that I wouldn't know how to come up with, right? Like, where does the muscle originate? Come on, man. You've known me long enough to know that I'm a complete rube and would never come up with that question.
Okay, or maybe because I'm more specific. I'm very detail oriented, and like everything is like to the smallest details I go into, and I'm like, well, why am I in this position? What if I change the angle of this? What if it goes 5 degrees this way and that way? Like, I go into kind of a science, and I love that details. So
what you just brought up in my head though is to ask a potential trainer, have you ever been injured? How did you recover? What do you do to recover?
Yeah.
I would love to know, how they got back into fitness. Just like you talk about your rotator cuff injuries, like that demonstrates to me a sensibility that I would want to train with that person, somebody who knows how to recover and how to avoid that injury.
Yeah, actually, it's better if your trainer went through more injuries. Then you can imagine he's great. He'll learn a lot.
Yeah.
You'll learn a lot. Yeah. And I'm not afraid to tell him that I got injured. I do. There was a times when I didn't know also all the stuff, and I didn't know everything. I didn't know what I was doing, and I was kind of following what everyone else does, thinking that they know better. Mm-hmm. And even though later I'm like, well, that didn't make sense, and then I got hurt. So now that I went through all the injuries and therapy and all that stuff, now I know. Now it makes sense. Now I know exactly what to do. And when people tell me, hey, it hurts right here, I know exactly what it is and exactly how to fix that and why they got it. So, I torn all my rotators in both shoulders at the same time, doing the upright rows for the shoulder raises. Like, those are really bad. I never do them anymore. Like, I haven't done them in years, and I never do it with my clients, and they're fine. They all have shoulders, so it's not like you have to do that one to have shoulders.
They all
looking
have
at me
shoulders.
Like, they all got fine shoulders, great looking shoulders. So many exercises you can do. It's just that the risk is high. So why would I want to risk it? They could do it and probably do their whole life and not get hurt, but the risk is there. So I don't need to do it. If I don't need to, and I can build their shoulders with other stuff, I'll do it. So and then I, my knee, I'm going to have a knee replacement. I'm like 2 degrees short from fully extending my knee. There's no cartilage. I don't have cartilage. It's bone to bone. And I still do like workouts, but they're completely modified and different from what you see everyone else doing it.
Yeah.
So, and I get my workouts with the way that it is now, no cartilage, bone to bone. And I do just fine. So find different ways.
We're going to start a new segment on this show where you just talk about what was injured, and people have to guess how you did it. That's going to be one of my favorite segments.
That's why I specialize in the post-rehab when it comes to shoulders, knees, lower back, and occasionally I'll get ankles because I tore all my ligaments in my ankle at the same time. The doctor was very impressed by me. He was like, "This is impressive. I've never seen in my life. You tore every single ligament you have.
Go quite so hard."
Yeah, he was like, "This is very impressive."
Outstanding.
I know. I mean, it was that bad. I was on crutches for 2 weeks. I was not supposed to put a single pressure.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you,
I learned a lot.
You learn a lot, and I think these are really important thoughts. And I think you are. May your life continue to serve as a warning for others. I think that's the motto.
I'm trying not to hurt myself so much now these days.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm like, I've done enough. I think I have enough knowledge.
I've learned enough of the lessons. I'm done. I'm really done learning the lessons.
I don't want to learn a hard way. It was painful.
Well, this has been, I hope, useful for those listening. If you're really, you're out there, you're not in our local area, please, take care. Ask lots of questions when you're interviewing trainers. You don't have to take just who they shove at you when you walk into a gym. You can look around. You can build a relationship, because that part really, really matters.
Because I tell my clients after I train them, I'm like, you know what? That's why I give everybody 2 free sessions. See how it is. See if you like it. If it's something for you, go to other gyms also. Get other trainers. Let them give you a free session. Go to 3, 4, 5 and see which one works for you. And which one you think has the best knowledge and can help you with what you need to achieve, what you're trying to achieve, and all that stuff. And I've never had anybody leave; they all come back. So I don't know where they went and who they trained with and all that stuff, but there's a lot of private gyms, and I would rather go to any of them. And I know a lot of them around, and they're great guys, great people, and they have great staff. And I work with some of the best trainers ever. Learn a lot from them from different gyms, private gyms, and I'm so thankful for them. So,
well, this is great. Ask lots of questions, get lots of answers, talk to a lot of different people, but check out. Don't be afraid of the private gyms. They're really, really great.
Yes, they'll take care of it.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We're so glad you joined us today. If you've got questions about training, recovery, how to make strength work in your life, we want to hear them. Head into the show notes on your podcast app, swipe down, swipe up, swipe whichever way you get to show notes. There is a link that says submit a question. We're going to take your questions. We're preparing a listener questions episode. They are coming in. We're very excited to take on those listener questions. We've got lots planned, including introducing our ailing fellow trainers who are sick. But once they're better, they're going to be here on the show. We're very excited about that. Don't forget to subscribe and share. This is how we grow stronger together. Thank you for listening to Build for Health, and we'll catch you next week.